brings us to the Crescent City of New Orleans and the Caesars Superdome, the home of the Saints. Straight ahead, we've got a good one on tap. It's the New York Giants and the New Orleans Saints. Thanks for having us in, Mike Tirico, along with Greg Olson. Off we go here in New Orleans. Here comes a return from the 5. Good return here. Brings it up to the 33-yard line. At their own 33-yard line.
Here we go. Ready,
A run with the Central Florida product, R.J. Harvey. And he's going to be taken down on the other side of the 50-yard line. That's a gain of 21 to open this drive.
Well, it's hard to imagine starting a game much better than that. Great play design. You can tell all week they love that play to start the game. And, man, you can see why.
ready.
On first down, they'll stick with Harvey. This time they're ready for it. Room to run the last snap, not this one. They stop him for no gain.
Gain of a yard. Brings up 2nd and 9.
From the 44-yard line, here's 2nd and 9. Play action. Ward. This to the right side, but it's going to wind up incomplete.
They just rushed that decision just a little bit downfield. I mean, it's one thing to trust your guy to make a play in tight coverage, but I think if he was a little bit more patient in his progression, there was an easier throw out there that wouldn't make him have to throw such a tight window ball and put his receiver in a tight spot.
This one broken up. It's incomplete. Good job separating the receiver from the ball, and it is 4th down.
4th down.
Come 19. Come on. Trap 60.
They snap it to Ward. This is caught. He's got a long way to go. And this is not going to be enough. He is short of the marker. They turn it over on down. Now the former Vol, Dylan Sampson. And he'll be brought down just shy of midfield. It's a nice start to the drive. A gain of 10 and a quick first down.
It's a gain of 10. First down.
First down right back to Sampson. And this time they are ready for it. Throw for a loss. And it's 2nd down.
Great job by that linebacker timing his blitz. He didn't give any indication to the offense that he was coming. And he's able to get through that hole and take the ball carrier down for a loss.
They'll motion their tight end, Johnson. They'll stay on the ground with Sampson. And they'll stop it. At least it's an improvement over the last play. They're not losing yards, but it didn't gain any here. And now it's going to be 3rd down. He'll drop to throw. That's to the left side. He's hit after the catch, and the ball comes free. And fortunately, this is going to get out of bounds. So no turnover, and it's actually going to wind up a first down. They'll look to throw. He'll be hit as he throws, and that one will wind up incomplete. Could not step into the throw that time. It'll bring up 2nd down. The tight end, Kincaid, in motion. Back to the air once more on 2nd down. Down inside the 10. And he's in! Dalton Kincaid. Touchdown, New York. Touchdown number 9 for the year. The kick is good, but there are penalty flags down. They might have made contact with the kicker too late.
Michael Dixon sets
7-0 is our score as this kick is sent into the air. And that one is through the back of the end zone. It is a touchback.
35-yard line.
Okay,
From the 35, it's 1st and 10.
go. Let go.
They'll begin on the ground with Harvey. And he's down on the other side of midfield. Mark him at the 48-yard line. They'll gain 17 on that one. A very quick first down.
First down.
Let go. Go.
A run once more. That's Harvey. Oh, what a run. Down inside the 30-yard line. Here's 1st and 10.
Yards. That's another Saints first down.
Again, it's Harvey. This time the sledding becomes a little more difficult. They're going to stop him right at the line of scrimmage.
You know, like what separates the really elite defensive edge players from everybody else is not only their ability to rush the passer. That's what everybody focuses on. But man, the defensive ends that are good in the run game, those are the guys that never leave the field.
Here's a 3rd down and 4.
Here we go. Shot. Ready.
Shotgun snap for Wolf. And on 3rd down, that ball incomplete. Emeka Ibuka, the intended receiver. And it's going to lead to 4th down.
Get it. 19, Tiger, 19. Ready.
Out of the gun, Ward. That's incomplete. Derek Hall on 4th down. Does not work out. And it results in a turnover on down.
Let's go now. Cougar 19.
They'll start on the ground with Sampson. Trying to find some place to go, but nothing developing. Tackled behind the line. It's a loss of 1.
I can promise you that is not how they wanted to start this drive, Mike. I mean, to get blown up at the point of attack, there was just nowhere for the back to go on that run.
Let's go now. 70 Timberwolves.
A shotgun snap. He'll look to throw. That's over the middle to his tight end, Kincaid. And he's got this up close to the 35-yard line. 4 catches already in this opening quarter, off to a hot start as he picks up the 1st down.
1st and 10 at the 34-yard line.
70, hot 70.
On the handoff, this is Sampson. And not much there. He's back to the original line. No gain on that.
Great job here by this linebacker, Mike. There was no reading and reacting. From the snap, he was attacking. Meets the ball carrier right at the line of scrimmage. No gain.
Try again. It's 2nd and 10. He'll look to throw. He'll look deep here for Neighbors. And he will score. Malik Neighbors. Touchdown, Giants.
Touchdown, Giants.
Well, on one sideline, you're ecstatic. You couldn't have dreamed up a better start. 2 drives, 2 long touchdowns. But then across the field, they've got to answer some hard questions. They've got to figure out exactly what they're doing wrong defensively, because if there's one thing in the NFL, you cannot give up big plays, and you especially can't give up big plays for touchdowns.
Kickoff team is out on the field, and we're back to it as the kick's away. This one taken at the 7. And And they'll show him the sideline, out of bounds, getting back to the 20-yard line.
20-yard line.
79 Broncos. Let's go.
Off play action, it's Ward. And that is incomplete. He was looking for Tim DK that time. And it'll bring up second down.
I love that they continue to stay aggressive here, Mike. And that route right there, we used to call it a big 8. It's a deep post route, but the ball placement isn't exactly where it needs to be, and that's a missed opportunity.
To throw on second down is Ward. And that'll go for a gain of 7. And it's going to set up third down.
That's a gain of 7. Brings up 3rd and 3.
Go.
We'll try to run it with Harvey.
He does a nice job coming from his safety position, filling his run gap assignment. Keeps this to a modest gain at best.
It's 4th down.
Early big play here. They're going to go for it on 4th down. They'll run the sneak. And he is going to have a Saints first down. They find a way to keep the drive going with the 4th down conversion.
1st and 10 at the 32-yard line.
Ready.
Play fake. Now Ward to throw. A short one there to Otten. And they will finally catch up to him and get him down. That is a big gainer for the Saints. It's a gain of 34.
1st and 10 at the 34-yard
On 1st
line.
and 10. Ward gets it away quickly and it's caught. One of the Giants has it.
Mike, we hear that term run after catch so often, and sometimes people miss that there's kind of a middle phase. There's the catch, but before it turns into a run, you have to secure the ball as a ball carrier, right? It needs to be put away, properly held, points of pressure, front tip up against your body. All of that is kind of taken for granted. Catching it is just step one. You've got to secure the ball before you become a runner.
Gain on the play. 2nd and 10 at the 22-yard line.
The tight end Kincaid in motion. We are through 1. 14-0 is our score. More from New Orleans after this. Giants football here to begin the second quarter. They've got it with a 2nd down and 10.
Ready. 18 Cardinal.
They put Wilson in motion.
Let go.
Off the play fake. He'll look to throw. In trouble, and he's going to be taken down.
In this defense, they find themselves here just trying to stop the bleeding early. I mean, touchdowns on each of their opening possessions of the game. And at this point, they're just trying to find a way to get off the field. So that sack, it came at the right time.
Cowboy 80. 3.
Throwing now on 3rd and long. He'll look deep here for Neighbors. And that is incomplete. Malik Neighbors, the intended receiver. And it's going to bring up 4th down. And he's going to make a fair catch just beyond his own 40-yard line.
1st and 10
Ready.
at their own 43-yard line.
Get it. Ready.
Fake the handoff. Now Ward. That's going to be incomplete. Covered very stout there. That's going to bring up 2nd down.
Incomplete. It's 2nd down and 10.
Let's go. Ready.
From the gun, that is a run with Harvey. And he'll be marked down at the 45-yard line. It's a gain of 12 there. It's good for a Saints first down.
First down.
Go.
1st and 10 at the 45-yard line.
On the ground, this is Harvey. Gets to the edge at the 30. Strong running there. He brings this down inside the 25. To break the huddle, Coming up now for 1st and 10.
Hey, let's go.
They'll run. This is their fullback getting the carry. And good blocking up front, paving the way for a gain of 8 on the ground.
Hold it ready.
A good spot here, 2nd and a yard.
Here we go. Here we go. Ready, ready.
Handoff now for Harvey. And not much there. Good defense. Held to no gain. The backfield empty here for 3rd and 2.
Makes it 3rd and 2.
From the gun, here's Ward. And the Saints are going to have 1st and goal coming up. Tackle made at the 3-yard line.
It just seems like whenever they need a big play on 3rd down, you can almost guarantee that he's someone they're going to try to get the ball to. And certainly easy to see why. Clutch play by everyone involved. Keeps the offense on the field. They went to the design quarterback run, and there just wasn't a lot of space for the quarterback to operate. You can see him kind of waiting for some of the blocks to develop. Never transpired.
To the goal line and in. Cade Otton. Touchdown Saints. Point after try forthcoming. He knocks it through. And the Saints are on the board. It's now 14-7.
Saints 7.
Both teams ready to go once more as the kick's away. This is fielded inside the 5. Oh, he's got room past the 30. Look at him go! And he will finally be tracked down, nearly a touchdown, but he'll set his team up with 1st and goal.
Red. 19.
They'll run with Sampson. And this one blown up. Good surge. Drop up. The loss on the play back to the 9-yard line. From a little further back, here's 2nd and goal.
Hawk 70. Hawk 70. 7 Pirates. 7 Buffalo 18. Ready.
Back to throw. To the left side here. Caught by Addison.
All right, so anytime you're facing the blitz, the best thing you can do as an offense is just get the ball out of your hand. Get into the hands of receiver, run after catch. In this case, nice job by the defense, rallying to the ball.
And that is caught in the end zone. He's in. Malik Neighbors. Touchdown, New York. And that is touchdown number 25 on the year. And that is number 2. Greg, he is off to some kind of start in this one. 2 quarters and 2 receiving touchdowns.
Mike, this is one of those situations where as a defensive coordinator, you've got to give your group an answer. Because right now, they don't have room for this guy.
He'll work his way across the 25-yard line.
At their own 26-yard line.
Tight. 19 tight.
On play action, it's Ward. That ball flutters to the ground. It's incomplete. Fortunate there wasn't a defender right there in the area. Could have been a turnover. Instead, it brings up 2nd down.
The coverage.
Here we go. Set.
To throw is Ward. Flush to his right. Now he'll run. Good job breaking the pocket and going for 14 yards. And most importantly, a 1st down. They'll come up 1st and 10 at the 40.
1st and 10 at the 40-yard line.
On the handoff, running left is Harvey. And that one shut down pretty quickly. He'll get back to the line of scrimmage. Nothing more. From the 41, here's 2nd and 9.
At the 41-yard line.
Straight ahead goes Harvey. And he'll get nothing here. Back to the line of scrimmage, and that's all. 3rd down and 9.
Brings up 3rd down and 9.
Now it's Ward. Quick throw, outline. It's caught. 15 yards through the air. First down, New Orleans.
First down.
And this is what can happen when you're so worried about protecting the sticks, Mike. You force them to throw the ball underneath, but then you've got to be able to rally the ball and tackle. But they weren't able to do it before he gets to the line to gain, and he ends up picking up the first down anyway.
A fresh set of downs to work with. It is first down and 10. Here's Harvey. And it'll be brought down right around the 40. Andrew Makuba from the safety spot to make the stop. It is second and 6.
Second and 6.
Here we go. Here we go. Ready.
On play action, he'll set up to throw. Short pass taken in by the tight end. And it'll be taken down. The gain is 6, and it's a new set of downs. He picked up the first down.
First and 10 at the 34-yard line.
Come on. Let's go.
Looking to throw, it's Ward. The throw here is complete. And he's close to another first down. Brought down just shy of the marker. Here's second and 2.
At the 26-yard line.
On the give, it's Harvey. And that one shut down pretty quickly. He'll get back to the line of scrimmage. And that's it.
No gain on the
Ward going to throw on 3rd and 1. That's swung out to Harvey. And he's going to have the first down taken down after a short pickup of 5. But it will keep the drive going.
And the Saints, first down. First and 10 at the 19-yard line.
Working the middle, that's Harvey. And a good job following his blockers, a gain of 7. It'll be second down.
The tackle made at the 12-yard line. 8 yards on the pickup.
Throwing is Ward. Moving to his right. Escaping the danger, throwing and completing. And they'll stop him just short of the goal line, but they are going to have enough to convert. It's going to be first and goal.
First down.
Ready.
First and goal at the 2-yard
Harvey
line.
is in. Touchdown, New Orleans.
You know, we spent so much time talking about the heroics of a game-winning drive to end the fourth quarter in 2-minute mode. Let's talk about a 2-minute mode, Mike, at the end of the first half. It might not be in walk-off fashion, but I'll tell you what, executing that here, going into halftime, changes this entire game.
They didn't leave much time on the clock to put together a drive here at the end of the first half. And the kickoff's coming their way. Showing off the big leg. Didn't want to defend a return, so this ball going to be spotted at the 35-yard line.
Buffalo 18. Ready.
Back to throw here to begin the drive. Pushed out to his left. That ball flutters to the ground. It's incomplete. Well, fortunate there wasn't a defender right there in the area. Could have been a turnover. Instead, it brings up second down.
If he's able to get the ball out of his hand on time, that's probably a completion, but there's a little hesitation for one reason or another, and by the time he lets it go, he has a defender bearing down on him and leads to an incompletion.
Back to the air again on 2nd and 10. That's going to wind up incomplete. Not much time remaining. Time for one more snap here in this first half.
They got there in a hurry, didn't they, Mike? I mean, luckily for him, he saw that free rusher coming and at the very least was able to get that ball out to prevent the sack.
And he's going to be taken down as time runs out on this first half of play. First half played out a bit as we expected. We'll see if there's a surprise coming up. Both teams set to go, and the second half is underway. This one is going to sail through the end zone for a touchdown. Unbalanced look here to the right side on 1st and 10.
Let's go. Let's go.
Now, faking the give. Open man downfield, it's Kincaid. And they will bring him down on the other side of midfield.
And the Giants, first down. First and 10 at the 40.
Here comes the blitz as he looks to throw. A hit as he throws there. It's going to wind up incomplete, but pressure got to him that time, and it'll set up second down.
Leads to second and 10.
Go, check, go, go.
The tight end, Kincaid, in motion. Inside run with Sampson. And they bring him down, but not until they get inside the 30-yard line. They gained 18 yards on that line. First down, Giants. On the run to the right, and they're going to track him down. Couldn't find a receiver, and down he goes.
And now we're seeing the game kind of go back and forth. Each team trading blows, trying to establish control over the other. Nice chunk play on the previous play. The defense responds back with a sack. And see which team can establish a little bit more of this control as the game unfolds.
And he'll be stacked up at the line of scrimmage. Not fun here. Third and a lot.
Trap 60, trap 60. Cougar 19.
He'll look to throw. He's got his man. That's Neighbors. And he'll get a good chunk of that yardage back, but he's still well short of the first down.
On for the field goal. A 43-yard attempt.
McPherson's kick is good. And the Giants going to extend their lead. It's now 24-14. Space getting tight here, down to the 13-yard line. They work first and 10.
Ready.
Here's Sampson. The hold closes quickly. He'll pick up about 3. They'll stop it here. We have an injured Saint on the play. Second and 7.
Ready. 60 Eagles.
They'll look to throw. This one caught at the 4. And he'll take it on in. Garrett Wilson. Touchdown, New York.
Giants.
That is yet another touchdown pass. What a game he is having, throwing his 4th touchdown score of the game.
It's one thing, Mike, to throw 4 touchdowns, but it's really the ease in which he's carved this defense up that has stood out the most. The defense has had no answers for this passing game, and he has just completely had his way with this group.
The kick is good, but there are penalty flags down. They might have made contact with the kicker too late.
Michael Dixon set to
The
kick off.
kickoff team is out on the field, and we're back to it as the kick's away.
The Saints take over first and 10 at their own 35-yard line.
Ready. Check go.
Drive starts on the ground, and this is Harvey. And he's going to be brought down up past the 45. They'll get 11 there, and that's a quick first down.
First down. First and 10 at the 46-yard line.
Play action. Warren. Moving left. Now he takes off.
Give him credit for keeping this play alive as long as he could. This easily could have gone down for a loss, but he's kind of able to find his way forward and at least get back to the line of scrimmage.
19, Tiger, 19, Tiger.
Here's Ward now on second down. A short one there to Otten. And the tackle's going to be made down at the 40-yard line. It's 14 on the pickup. It's good for a Saints first down.
First and 10.
Out of the gun, Ward. That's caught by Harvey. And they bring him down inside the 25-yard line. Give him 15 more on that one. They are on the move.
Saints.
It's a first down.
First down. First and 10 at the 24-yard line.
Play fake. Now Ward to throw. He's hit as he threw. It goes to the ground, and it's an incomplete pass.
Incomplete.
I think he knew in the back of his head, Mike, he had to get rid of this ball a little sooner than he would have liked. And with that pressure getting there in a hurry, just ends up being a wasted down.
Exiting the pocket right. He'll get rid of it and complete it. He's going to be marked down at the 12-yard line.
A gain of 12 yards.
His 5th catch of the afternoon. Good for a first down.
First and 10 at the 12-yard line.
Give now to Harvey, running right. And he'll get about 6 there, setting up second down.
At this point, we're going to need 2 hands to count for how many yards he's averaged in this one, Mike. But unfortunately, it just hasn't been enough to overcome the deficit here at this stage of the game.
Now he's just going to pitch this one forward.
What really stands out about this drive is the ability of the quarterback to really spread the ball around to multiple targets and put so much pressure on the defense, deciding who do they want to account for, because no matter...
And he barrels his way into the end zone. R.J. Harvey. Touchdown, New Orleans. 2 touchdowns for him in the game. It was 10 and 11 on the year. Greg, sometimes we say it too often. That was an important drive. That one really felt important for them to edge a little bit closer.
Yeah, now the question is, Mike, yeah, the offense does their job, but can the defense get a stop? They've got to continue to get the ball back to their offense. Let them build on that previous drive, because they've still got some work to do.
Their own 35-yard line.
Here we go. Set. Press roll 80. 60 Maverick. 60.
Off play action. He'll set up to throw. Out to his right. Pressure gets there, and down he goes.
If there's any silver lining for this drive, Mike, it's the fact that at least this sack occurred on an early down. So I guess technically they have a chance to claw themselves out of this hole, but that's the 3rd sack of the game. This defense doesn't show any signs of slowing down.
He was looking for Jordan Addison. That is awesome. And it's going to be 3rd down.
Brings up 3rd down and 15.
The tight end Kincaid in motion. Throwing now on 3rd and long. And that is incomplete. Contact occurred just as the ball was arriving. There are no flags. It's 4th down.
Formation.
Looked like he may have hit a seam for a moment. Was taken down after a solid return. Off play action, it's Ward. Out right, catch me. That's Ibuka. And he's brought down after a gain of 6 on 1st down.
Brings up
Second down and 3.
41-yard line.
On the give, this is Harvey. Past midfield to the 45. And he will score again. R.J. Harvey. Touchdown Saints. That's his 3rd touchdown of the game. And number 12 on the year. Good looking rushing touchdown there. Offensive line does its job. And back taking off to the end zone for the touchdown.
Mike, you're exactly right. He might get credit in the box score for that long rushing touchdown, but it was the big guys up front who were able to make that play possible.
So back to level after the touchdown. Time for the kickoff. And that one is through the back of the end zone. It is a touchback.
35-yard line.
Buffalo,
They'll come out throwing here to start the drive. To the left side here. Caught by Addison. And he's down inside the 40-yard line. They'll have a first down. It's a gain of 28.
And the Giants first down. A 28-yard gain.
Let's go now.
First down.
Cowboy 80. Go.
A run with Sampson. And not much there. He's back to the original line. No gain on that.
At the 36-yard line. A gain of a yard. Brings up second.
Ball on the 36 now. Here's second down and 9. Now they'll set up to throw. They look middle here and get it to Neighbors. And it'll be brought down as we tick towards the end of this third quarter.
And the Giants.
So no shortage of offense in this one as we end the third.
And the
Back
Giants
with more
first
after
down.
the break. You're tuned in to the NFL on EA Sports. So here's a 1st and 10 now down inside the 20.
Ready.
In the red zone now. He'll drop. This is intercepted. So they're going to have it here. Get it at their own 37-yard line.
All right, Mike, file this play away. If they're able to hold on and pull this game out, we're going to look back on this as the pivotal moment of this game. Oftentimes, it takes that one big moment to sway the outcome of a game, and no bigger play than a pick deep inside your own red zone.
The defense bringing them out. No gain. Back to the original line of scrimmage.
You can tell the entire time that running back is just looking for his crease to get vertical and cut back. But the defense does a great job. Inside-out pursuit, strings this ball out towards the sideline. Nowhere to go, and they make a big stop for no gain.
And he'll try to use that size and push forward, but it will not work. They're going to get him down behind the line. Wow, important one coming here. Tie game, late, and this is third down. Got a man, it's Ibuka, complete. And he's going to be taken down at the 30-yard line. So they come to the line for first down and 10.
First and 10 at the 30-yard line.
A run with Harvey. And he'll get forward for a couple. It's second down.
Paulson Adebo on the tackle. A gain of 2. Brings up second and 8 at the 28-yard line.
From the gun, here's Ward. That's out to the flat, and it's complete. And he's going to be dropped after a pickup of about 5.
That's a bit of a quick hitter here, and what you're hoping for, Mike, is that the defense can't react quickly enough because the ball's coming out so hot. But they knew it was coming, and they end up holding them to just a short gain.
And he's taken down, but they are in business. This sets up first and goal.
You know, Mike, in some ways, I liken fullbacks to kind of the modern-day tight end. They're the ones that are willing to do a little of the dirty work on most plays. So every once in a while, it is so good to see them rewarded and have a chance to be the guy who delivers and converts on third down.
1-yard gain. Brings up second and 9.
Let's go. Ready.
Shotgun snap for Ward. Rolling right. Swing this one out to White.
Defensive coordinators preach all the time, play pass defense with vision. It's exactly the case here. They're able to rally to the ball, keep that to a short game.
19.
Throwing on third down, Ward. Oh, he's going to be bottled up and taken down. They got him. Jarrett first. He's in there to drop him. And it leads to fourth down. And this one, right down the middle. It's good. And they take the lead here in the fourth quarter.
And this has been such a tight game, but that's a big one right there. I mean, you need a kicker with confidence. Well, this guy, he fits the bill. He steps up and knocks it through to give his guys a lead here in the fourth quarter.
Now return coming from the 7. Wow, they are hitting now. Been a tight game, and he takes a big shot there on on that return. Operating from their own 23, they'll begin 1st and 10. The tight end Kincaid in motion. Back to throw here to begin the drive. Moving outside the pocket. Escaping the danger, throwing and completing. And he'll be taken down up at the 40-yard line. Neighbors in motion. On the ground, it's Sampson. And they bring him down, but not until he crosses midfield. A gain there of 11. That's good for a Giant 1st down.
Come on.
1st down,
Back to throw. He'll get that to Wilson. And he's brought down after a gain of 6 on 1st down.
It's a gain of 7.
So they have these rules for the receivers, Mike. They call them green grass rules. And the idea is if you're running across the field and you're looking at the quarterback, you're going to stay on the run. If you're not looking at the quarterback, that tells him, I'm going to sit in this soft zone. I'm going to what they call punch and pivot and stop. And that tells the quarterback to put the ball on your chest. That nonverbal communication between the receiver and the quarterback, recognizing when you're open, stay open, that's the stuff that makes a lot of these offenses so difficult to defend.
There's a give up the middle for Sampson. And not much there. Good defense. Held to no gain. Lost 1 on the last play, so now it's 2nd and 11. He'll drop to throw. That's caught. It's Dylan Sampson. Oh, nice open field tackle there. He could not get free. They're going to stop him for no gain.
Ready? Hawk 70. 70 Rangers.
The tight end Kincaid in motion.
Ready?
On 3rd down, they'll set up to throw. That is incomplete. Great work to get in there. Make things difficult defensively. It sets up 4th down.
This is one of those situations that plays directly into the hands of the defense because think like they know this offense has to be one-dimensional. This has to be a pass. So what do? They bring in extra defensive backs. They clog up the back end. And at the end of the day, there's just nowhere for the offense to go with the ball.
Now or never, they'll throw on 4th down. And that's going to be incomplete. They had to take that chance. Rallies here in the 4th. They will turn it over on down. They'll begin on the ground with Harvey. And that one shut down pretty quickly. He'll get back to the line of scrimmage. Nothing more. And now the defense is going to take their first time out. Remember, they get an extra one built in with 2-minute warning coming up momentarily. To throw is Ward. I had a defender draped all over him. Incomplete. Good work to body him up and set up a 3rd down.
And 9 yards to go.
Back to throw is Ward. Forced out wide. That's deep for Olave. Down the field, but it falls incomplete. Chris Olave, the intended receiver. And that's going to lead to a 4th down. So just under 2 minutes here in this one. We'll come back and finish this one off after this. This is 1st and 10. They'll drop to throw. Oh, a short throw there, but it's going to end up incomplete. That's a pass he would say he should have had. Instead, he does not, and it brings up 2nd.
Come on. 19 Lions.
They'll look to throw. That'll be taken in by Sampson. And they'll work this close to a 1st down, maybe just a tad short. They'll try and throw for it on 3rd and 1. And he's out of bounds with the 1st down. So they get the new 7 downs. Just as importantly, stop the clock.
And the Giants
They'll look to throw yet again. That's to the left side where he's got Kincaid. And he's going to be brought down up past the 45.
That's another Giants first
They'll
down.
keep it on the ground. He'll be taken down after a gain of 2.
And they've really done a nice job defensively holding them in check. I mean, ideally, you'd want your back to average around 4 yards a pop, but they're falling short of that threshold as of now, and partially it's why they find themselves trailing at this stage in the game.
And they'll take this down inside the 35.
A gain of 17.
Final minute, 1 timeout remaining, and it's first and 10.
First and 10 at the 34-yard line.
He'll look to throw. Open man downfield, it's Kincaid. And they're going to be set up in the red zone. They've got it inside the 15. That's catch 3 just on this drop. And it gets his team a first down.
First and 10 at the 13-yard
They'll put
line.
Addison in motion.
60 Eagles, 60.
On play action, he'll set up to throw. That one incomplete. The defender right there to make the play. And it's second down. Trying to get it to Dalton Kincaid there. And it'll lead to a second down.
Ready. Bronco East.
Back to the air one more time. And that could be the dagger. It's intercepted. And the Saints have just about sewn up this football game.
So you find yourself entering the red zone. Like, it's hard to not start envisioning scoring a touchdown. Well, that interception, it changes everything. This is a huge missed opportunity. You have to capitalize and find a way to hang 6 on the defense.
Contact up front. Did they get one of the defenders to jump?
Ready. Ready.
Handoff now for Harvey. And he'll be brought down there, and that'll put a wrap on this one. Time has expired in this fourth quarter. So this